Right now, there's a specific kind of person getting rich, and they have absolutely no idea. Their bank account doesn't look impressive. Their life looks completely ordinary. If you ask them, they'd probably tell you they're just getting by. But underneath that plain surface, something is quietly compounding. You can be $100,000 ahead of the person flexing online and never once look the part. This whole video is about 7 signs that you might be one of those people. Not the loud kind of rich, the quiet kind. The kind that's already happening to you long before anyone lets you feel it. And that's the cruel little trick of building wealth. By the time it feels real, you've usually been doing it right for years. So if lately you've felt like you're working hard and getting nowhere, stay with me. You might be a lot closer than the feeling suggests. I'm Sam, and this channel runs on one slightly unpopular idea. Calm investors win. Not the loudest, not the fastest, the calmest. I'll keep the ask simple. If slow, steady, boring on-purpose money is the game you're trying to play, subscribe, because that's genuinely the only thing I make videos about. Okay, let's get into it. Here's the strange part about quiet wealth. It almost never feels like winning. There's no confetti, no single moment where it clicks and someone hands you a trophy. Most of the time it feels like nothing, like a normal Tuesday. So as we go through these 7, quietly count how many you recognize in your own life. And keep an eye out for number 5 especially, because in my experience, it's the one people find hardest to admit about themselves. We'll get there. Let's start with the one that everything else is built on. Number 1. The space between what you earn and what you spend is growing, and you barely notice it happening. You're not obsessing over coupons. You've just quietly built a life that costs less than what you bring in. Take Rachel. She earns $64,000 and lives on about $47,000. That $17,000 gap every year isn't deprivation, it's fuel. It's what she invests. And it's why she never panics. Now, Marcus earns the same $64,000, but he spends $66,000. And here's the thing, Marcus isn't reckless or dumb. He's doing exactly what he was taught. Earn a little more, live a little more. It's the most normal thing in the world. It's just quietly expensive. That gap is the foundation. It's not glamorous, nobody claps for it, and you might not feel a thing while it's happening. But if yours is widening, even slowly, the hardest part is already behind you. Number 2. Somewhere along the way, you stopped needing to look rich. This one's quiet, so it's easy to miss. You don't feel the pull to upgrade the phone, announce the promotion, or park something impressive in the driveway. Not because you're cheap, because you genuinely stopped keeping score that way. Ask yourself honestly, when was the last time you bought something mainly so other people would see it? If you're struggling to remember, that's the sign. Because most of what looks like wealth out there is rented. The car is financed. The lifestyle is on a card. The people quietly getting rich figured out something powerful and a little freeing, that looking rich and being rich are almost opposite habits. Rachel drives a paid-off car she's had for 8 years and feels nothing about it. Marcus upgrades his every 3 years, and each time it feels like progress, even though it quietly resets his savings to 0. Neither of them is happier for it, but only one of them is building. And once you stop paying for other people's approval, an enormous amount of money quietly stays yours instead of leaving every month. Number 3. You've started thinking in decades, not weekends. Most people chase the next quick thing, the hot stock, the side hustle of the month. But your brain rewired itself at some point. Rachel puts $400 a month into a plain index fund and then does the single hardest thing in investing, nothing. When the market drops, she doesn't sell. She just keeps buying. Over 25 years, that quiet habit turns roughly $120,000 of contributions into a little over $300,000 without a single clever move. Marcus is always doing something, jumping in, jumping out, chasing the next opportunity. He's more active, more informed, honestly more exciting to follow. He just never stays still long enough for anything to compound. And that's the quiet trap. With money, effort and results often point in opposite directions. The person doing the least is frequently the one winning by the most. They've just made peace with how slow it looks in the meantime. If you can leave it alone and let time work, you're already doing what almost nobody has the patience for. Number 4, you've built a cushion and you never bring it up. While other people broadcast their lifestyle, you quietly built the least glamorous asset there is, breathing room. There's money in your account you simply don't touch, not for spending, for calm. When Rachel's car needs $1,400 of repairs, it's a bad afternoon, not a disaster. When layoffs get mentioned at work, she's concerned, but she can sleep. And here's a milestone worth knowing. If you've got even 3 months of expenses set aside, you're already ahead of most people around you. You didn't wait for a crisis to respect that buffer. You built it before you needed it. Quick pause, because I'm actually curious, how many months of expenses do you have saved right now? Drop the number in the comments. No judgment, I just want to see where everyone watching really stands. Okay, and this next one is where it starts to click. Number 5, the one I said people find hardest to admit. Your income has gone up over the years, but your life looks almost exactly the same. And a quiet part of you wonders if you're doing it wrong for not upgrading. You're not. Rachel's pay climbed from $58,000 to $78,000 over a few years, and she still lives on about $52,000. Every raise quietly disappeared into investing instead of into a bigger apartment. Marcus got the same raises, and his rent grew, his car payment grew, his whole life grew to match. He feels more successful, and he genuinely looks it. But the money never had a chance to stay. The hard-to-admit part is this. Keeping your life boring while your income climbs can feel like you're missing out. From the outside, Marcus is winning. But when your raise turns into invested money instead of a nicer lifestyle, you've leveled up in a way nobody can see, including, sometimes, you. Number 6. Money stopped being the loudest voice in your head. When money is tight, it's exhausting. Every small decision becomes a calculation, and the noise never really stops. But once things stabilize, money slips into the background. You've automated your saving, your bills, your investing, so you're not forced to think about them all day. Rachel's finances basically run themselves. She checks in once in a while and spends the rest of her attention on her family, her health, the actual life she's building. Marcus thinks about money constantly, always hunting the next move, because nothing is on autopilot, so everything needs him. Notice the irony. He manages money harder than she does and has less to show for it. This is the part almost nobody warns you about. Real progress often feels boring, even a little empty, because the drama is gone. No more last-minute scrambles, no more heroic saves, just a system doing its quiet work in the background. If your money life has gotten strangely uneventful lately, that's not you falling behind. When your finances finally go quiet, your mind goes quiet too. And that calm, that not thinking about it, is one of the clearest signs you're further ahead than you feel. Number 7, and it's my favorite, you've started buying back your time. Most people chase money their whole lives. The quietly wealthy eventually start chasing time instead. If you've caught yourself valuing a slow morning more than one more thing you don't need, that's it. That's the sign. Rachel happily pays to hand off the tasks she hates and spends those reclaimed hours on people and projects she loves. She turns down things that drain her. Her calendar has real space in it. Marcus does everything himself to save a little money and ends up busy, drained, and no freer than he was 10 years ago. Technically richer on paper, poorer in the only currency that doesn't come back. And here's the quiet truth underneath all 7 of these. Real wealth was never only the number in the account. It's how calm you are when you wake up in the morning and how much of your day actually belongs to you. If you've started protecting your time like it's worth something, it is, and you already understand what most people spend a lifetime learning. So, how many of the 7 did you quietly recognize? Here's the honest truth. If you saw even 1 or 2, you're already on a path most people never find. You're not behind, you're building something quiet and durable. The kind of wealth a bad month, a market dip, or a moment of doubt can't take from you. So keep going, even when it feels slow, especially when it feels slow. Because if it doesn't feel like you're getting rich yet, there's a real chance that, quietly, you already are. And that's exactly how it's supposed to feel. If any of these landed, tell me which number hit hardest in the comments. I read them all. I'll see you in the next one.